I see they've gone through some bullshit that it breaks my heart, where I'm like, this shit would never happen if, I wasn't in this life. And it's hard. I really, really second guess it a lot.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Behavioral Arts. My name is Spidey, and I use my degree in sociology and psychology, my certifications in criminal interrogation and body language analysis, and over 10 years experience as an award-winning mentalist to teach people behavioral analysis and practical psychology on stages and television shows all over the world.
In a world where celebrity opinions often stir the pot, Ben Affleck has stepped into the spotlight, challenging the status quo of Hollywood's woke culture. His recent comments have ignited discussions, leaving many wondering.
In a recent interview on Kevin Hart's talk show Heart to Heart, Ben Affleck opened up about his life, career, and marriage to Jennifer Lopez. The interview is an absolute goldmine for nonverbal communication, body language, and even little details of how we connect with people in our day-to-day lives. Now, first of all, I have to say that I went into this interview expecting them to talk about the whole Ben Affleck, J-Lo drama, because there's a lot of rumors out there that they're going through a divorce.
During a candid interview, Affleck expressed his frustration with the oversensitivity that seems to permeate the industry. He lamented how the fear of backlash can stifle creativity and authentic storytelling, urging Hollywood to embrace diverse perspectives instead of succumbing to a restrictive narrative.
Because he reportedly moved out of their house and they're selling a bunch of their stuff, so I thought it was going to be a lot about that. And although he did talk about his relationship with J-Lo, that drama didn't come up at all. And maybe it's because he's a private person, or maybe it's because these interviews are pre-recorded, so all this stuff wasn't happening at the time. But what we did get, to my surprise, was some amazing lessons on communication and reading people. So really excited to dive in. Let's go. Now I want to start with something that we sometimes do on the channel, and I've gotten a lot of positive feedback for in the comments.
Affleck's insights didn't just highlight his personal experiences, they resonated with many who feel that artistic expression is being compromised. His critique of woke culture isn't just a rant, it's a call for balance, a plea for artists to reclaim their voices without fear of cancellation.
Where I show you something without sound to try to see if you could pick up on the subtleties of the nonverbal communication. In this specific case, I'm going to play you two short clips without sound, and I'll number them at the bottom. Clip number 1 and clip number 2. In one of these clips, he's talking about a person that he really admires and looks up to. In the other one, he's talking about a person that I think he doesn't really look up to that much.
His remarks have sparked a firestorm online, with supporters praising his bravery while critics accuse him of being out of touch. This polarizing response underscores the rift in opinions about what it means to create in today's world.
So look at these two clips and try to figure out, just based on body language, in which one you think he's talking about someone that he holds in high regard, and which one he's talking about someone that he's, at the very least, neutral about. Take a look.
As Hollywood grapples with the implications of Affleck's stance, one thing is clear: the conversation around woke culture and creative freedom is far from over. Affleck's willingness to address these issues boldly may very well pave the way for more open discussions in the industry.
Okay, so there it was. If you need to go back and look at it again, just to be sure, go ahead and do that. But head down to the comments and let me know which of the two clips you feel he's talking about someone that he has respect for, that he looks up to, and which one he's talking about someone where he doesn't really have that same amount of respect. But more importantly, tell me why. What is it exactly in his nonverbal communication that led you down that path to that conclusion? Okay, so I'm not going to tell you quite yet which one was positive and which one was negative.
Ultimately, Affleck's challenge to the current norms serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between sensitivity and artistic integrity. In a landscape where opinions are often met with outrage, will Hollywood listen to his call for change, or will they continue down the path of conformity?
Out of Ben Affleck, thank you. Topped the weekend office with Gone Girl, and now his heated argument with Bill Maher getting about as much attention. Affleck blasting Maher's take on Islam, millions watching and sharing. ABC TJ Holmes has the story.
But why are you so hostile about this
It's
concept?
gross. It's racist.
It's not. It's
This morning, while his movie Gone Girl topped the weekend box office, it's this video of Ben Affleck that's making headlines.
In the ever-evolving landscape of Hollywood, Ben Affleck has made headlines by boldly confronting the rise of woke culture. His recent statements have not only sparked debates, but have also put him at odds with many in the industry. Is he a hero for free speech, or is he simply stirring the pot?
You, the person who understands the officially codified doctrine of Islam? You're the interpreter of that, so you can say, well, this is...
I'm actually well educated on this topic.
I'm asking you. So you're saying if I criticize you're saying that Islamophobia is not a real thing.
The trouble began on the set of Real Time with Bill Maher when author Sam Harris and host Maher suggested more liberals needed to speak out about Muslims' freedom to peacefully practice religion.
Islam
But why
at this moment is the mother lode of bad ideas.
Jesus.
So we have
That's
ideas
just a fact.
like blasphemy.
It's not a fact. It's an ugly thing to say.
apostasy.
During a heated discussion on a popular talk show, Affleck expressed his frustration with the tendency to censor opinions under the guise of political correctness. He challenged the notion that every critic is rooted in racism or bigotry, urging for a more nuanced approach to conversations around sensitive topics.
Affleck heating up as the conversation quickly turned to a fierce debate about jihadists' role in Islam. The video reaching over 3 million views online alone.
It's the only religion that acts like the mafia that will kill you if you say the wrong thing, draw the wrong picture, or write the wrong book.
Affleck receiving praise on Twitter. One person writing, "I love Ben Affleck even more now. Such a beautifully constructed answer to the Islamophobics."
Affleck argued that the fear of backlash is stifling creativity in Hollywood. He believes artists should feel free to express diverse perspectives without being labeled as offensive. This resonated with many who feel that genuine dialogue is being sacrificed in the name of social justice.
A bit about how these companies work and knowing about, and just knowing by instinct there wasn't only white people that worked at this company and who were relevant to this story, and I didn't want to make that story.
The response to his comments has been divisive. While some praise him for his courage to speak out, others have accused him of being out of touch with the realities faced by marginalized communities. This backlash highlights the ongoing struggle between free expression and the sensitivity of today's cultural climate.
This is the only way to ease my pain. I'm in pain, this is the only way to make it better. And I used to go to meetings and hear all these like old timers say, I'm a grateful alcoholic and the obsession left me a long time ago. And I would get so angry, I'd be like, fuck you, you're not grateful. What are you grateful for? You f***ed your life up, you're grateful, congratulations.
As discussions continue to swirl, Affleck's stance challenges the status quo. He has prompted a vital conversation about the boundaries of expression and the role of artists in navigating complex societal issues. Will Hollywood heed his call for more openness, or will they retreat further into a culture of silence?
Boy, I want some of that too. And the obsession left you, what the f*** are you doing here? You don't want to drink? No, come on, get the f*** out of here. I'm dealing with problems. I want to have a drink. How about that? You're just... And I resented that for a long time. And I went through a series of, I got sober. I was sober for a year and a half. I wanted to be sober. I committed to it. And the problem with that fight is like, you can win 1,000 times, you only have to give in once.
In a world where opinions can quickly ignite controversy, Ben Affleck stands as a figure willing to confront the uncomfortable truths of our time. His challenge to woke culture may just be the beginning of a broader dialogue about artistic freedom and the future of storytelling in Hollywood. In a world where celebrity voices often echo the loudest, Ben Affleck has taken a bold stance against the tide of woke culture. His recent comments have ignited debates across Hollywood, challenging the norms that many feel are stifling honest dialogue. During a recent talk show appearance, Affleck didn't hold back as he critiqued the culture of censorship that has become prevalent in the industry. He emphasized that not every criticism should be met with accusations of racism or intolerance, advocating for a more open and nuanced discourse. Affleck's remarks struck a chord, highlighting the tension between artistic freedom and the push for political correctness. He urged creatives to express their viewpoints authentically, without fear of backlash, suggesting that this fear is hindering innovation and storytelling in Hollywood. However, the response to his comments has been mixed. While some hail him as a champion for free speech, others view his statements as tone-deaf, particularly in a time when many voices feel marginalized. This clash reveals the deep divides within the industry regarding how to address complex societal issues.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday. We've got much to discuss today. And today we're going to be circling back to our conversation about celebrity children. You guys know I have my theories. There's a lot of celebrity children standing out in many different ways. I feel like the two main routes for celeb kids are like Nepo baby, really stick to an industry of your choice, leverage the advantages that you have with your parents to make your way into some new place.
Affleck's challenge to woke culture raises important questions. Can Hollywood balance the need for sensitivity with the necessity of free expression? Will Affleck's voice inspire others to follow suit, or will it serve as a reminder of the risks involved in standing up against prevailing narratives?
Or there's like the fall into obscurity and try to find an identity type of celebrity kid. And unfortunately, I think we're going to be talking about the latter today in a story surrounding Violet Affleck, who is Ben Affleck's and Jennifer Garner's daughter. And Violet recently went and did a little bit of a speech as a Los Angeles voter in talking about COVID, the long-term effects of COVID, things like long COVID, post-viral issues after having a COVID or any other virus.
As the discussion continues, Ben Affleck remains a provocative figure, unafraid to confront the uncomfortable realities of today's cultural landscape. His perspective not only ignites conversations about artistic freedom, but also sheds light on the ongoing struggle for a more inclusive and expressive Hollywood.
Well, I had a different question, but it struck me that in the first segment you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything. And I know that you're
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
That's why Trump could get reelected.
Yeah.
So the term woke has been, in my view, co-opted by the right and weaponized and bastardized. And so I was surprised to hear you use the term.
In a bold move, Ben Affleck has recently stirred the pot in Hollywood by openly challenging what many call woke culture. His comments have sparked outrage, forcing a conversation about the limits of political correctness and artistic freedom in the entertainment industry.
Because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the Black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and
migrate.
So why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do migrate. Now, I'll use any term you want,
Okay.
because maybe that is a word that's triggering, and so let's not use that word. I don't know, want to call it the super far left?
During a lively discussion, Affleck argued that while awareness of social injustices is vital, the weaponization of language can hinder honest conversations. He noted that the term woke, which originally signified social awareness, has been misappropriated, creating a culture of fear around expressing differing opinions.
But don't tell me the left
Or maybe the super far right.
Well, he's talking about the left. Well, then
okay, but we talked about that. I mean, I think we agree about the danger of the super far right, and I can't say it enough. I think they're the bigger threat. But don't tell me that the left hasn't changed. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when it was the conservatives who hated the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a joke. But,
too dark.
Well, maybe it is, but it's...
Affleck didn't shy away from addressing the backlash he's faced, stating that the fear of being labeled as insensitive or out of touch has stifled creativity. He emphasized the need for a space where artists can speak freely without being immediately attacked or categorized.
But it's true. I mean, if I had any doubt that I was right about the change that's happened in the left, watching people protest for a terrorist organization like Hamas, that straightened me up pretty quick.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about that because I think you're almost a free speech absolutist. You believe totally in the right to say what you believe, but I think a lot of us were disturbed to see terrorist flags being waved on American college campuses and seeing this a generation that may...
His remarks have ignited a heated debate, with some applauding him as a voice of reason, while others condemn him as tone-deaf. This division highlights the ongoing struggle in Hollywood to balance social responsibility with the need for open dialogue and creativity.
Some, I think, genuinely care about the plight of the Palestinians. I think most Americans do. But some who seem to be embracing a terrorist organization over the nation of Israel. What do you make of this moment? What do you think it's a result of? How do we fix it?
Well, I mean, it's just astounding to me that they can't tell the good guys from the bad guys. I mean, just morally. I mean, let me tell you, if you're for Hamas, just live in Gaza for a day. And I'm not talking about while the war is on. I mean, before the war.
As Hollywood grapples with the implications of his statements, Affleck's perspective raises crucial questions. Is the industry ready to redefine the boundaries of free speech? Will his comments inspire a movement towards more authentic expression, or will they further entrench divisions?
Trust me, you would go running and screaming and begging to live in Tel Aviv. A place that has your values. I mean, women have no, this is a show watched by a lot of women. Women have no rights in this place and a lot of majority Muslim countries around the world. I mean, there is no equal rights as far as speech, dress, opportunities for education, reproductive rights, freedom from sexual violence, freedom from sexual harassment.
In the end, Ben Affleck stands at the forefront of a cultural shift, challenging the status quo. His willingness to confront these issues invites a broader conversation about the future of storytelling in a world where every word is scrutinized.
I think taking it to a kind of absurd status,
I think that's
talking about quite a
with
strong
respect, I think that
change.
you'd already opened the absurdity door by saying it is limitless. You can do what you like. Anyone can say, I'm a woman. So I simply ask you, why can't I?
I mean, this point kind of ridicules trans people to an extent.
Actually, I think what you said ridicules trans people, because actually people who go through the full process of transition, who actually go through what we used to call a sex change.
Affleck doesn't shy away from the absurdities he perceives in the current cultural landscape. He provocatively states, if anyone can identify as a woman, why can't I claim to be a black lesbian? His comment highlights the slippery slope of identity politics, questioning the validity and consequences of unrestricted self-identification.
Which I don't think you can muck around with original biology, but those who actually go through surgical procedure over a number of years, I've got great respect for that very difficult journey they go on. I have zero respect for people who just wallop their hand up and go, suddenly, I'm a woman and I want all the rights that a woman has, and I want to compete, say, in sport. I'm a 6'4" athlete, sprinter, swimmer, whatever, who's competed very mediocrely in male sport. I now want to come in and crush women in swimming pools and in sprinting events and break all their records, perhaps irrevocably.
He further elaborates on the need for respect towards those who genuinely transition, contrasting them with individuals who simply declare their identity without any substantial change. There's a significant journey involved for many, he reflects, emphasizing that real experiences should not be trivialized by casual declarations.
Just by saying, I'm a woman. I think that is the absurdity you were talking about.
No, but can you imagine you coming to our restaurants and then you get some people coming to your table and trying to disrupt your evening? It's abuse.
I am going to start running into vegan restaurants.
That's fine. Go for
just
it.
Shouting and being annoying
right to
and
protest
grabbing
this.
tables, and so you can't eat your gruel, and just see how you lot like it.
As Affleck critiques the culture surrounding Pride events, he voices a sentiment shared by many disillusioned by excessive displays. Pride can feel over the top when it dominates every space, he states, indicating that while celebration is important, balance is crucial to keep the message meaningful.
I'm going to go to your house and chop paint all over it.
Piers, you've got a right to praise. Oof! You've got me another one.
Take it off your bingo.
Fantastic.
Take it off your bingo, son.
But where's the salt? Where's it?
Won't need any of this gruel. Let's put that
Fantastic.
to one side, but I will have a bit of steak just to...
You didn't salt it, though.
You see, all you've achieved is you've made me want to do this. Just eat a lovely...
absolutely fine. You go for it.
Do you know how many steaks he's had from my restaurant?
He confronts the hypocrisy of representation, questioning why straight identities rarely receive the same visibility. Where's my straight flag? He asks rhetorically, shining a light on the disparity in how identities are celebrated in public discourse, thus stirring further discussions on inclusivity.
Yeah, a lot. But here's my point. I love eating steak. I'm not going to stop eating steak.
Yeah.
And the very last thing on earth that will stop me eating steak is people like you with your pasty faces running into our restaurants telling us to stop eating steak.
We took LGB and then we added LGBTQIA+++, and then we included men who dress up like women and mock women like influencer Dylan Mulvaney. And then a lot of American conservatives just said, listen.
Affleck wraps up his thoughts with a call for sincerity and respect in conversations about identity. We need to recognize the complexity without losing sight of reality, he concludes. His remarks resonate with audiences who feel overwhelmed by the rapid changes in cultural norms, making it clear that he's ready to take on Hollywood's fierce reactions head on.
We've had enough. It's okay if you're proud of your sexuality, but why do I have to be proud of your sexuality? That's where you lost a lot of folks, and we're starting to finally stand
firstly,
up
I'll say
and
Dylan
enough
is
is
a trans
enough.
woman. Dylan is a woman, so you got that wrong. And secondly,
Well, Dylan was a gay man until
I
last
think
year.
we
Well, hang
lost-
on. Dylan was a gay man until last year.
they've transitioned, they're a woman. I think that we lost people right at the beginning when gay people were dying in the streets because no one was looking out for us. So actually what we're doing right now is just...
In a landscape fraught with tension and opposing views, Ben Affleck emerges as a voice of reason, challenging the status quo while encouraging thoughtful dialogue. His fearless stance against woke culture not only stirs controversy, but also invites a necessary reflection on identity and societal norms. As Hollywood grapples with these themes, Affleck's insights may just pave the way for a more grounded conversation.